And it was Badal's government at that time, Akali Dal's government. They didn't do anything. The central government didn't do anything. And so what happened? The situation changed. And Sikhs and the Punjabis wanted their rights. And the agitation started. And at when the Indian government realized that Sant Jarnail Singh and Sant Harchan Singh Longowar got together, the strength was there. And what are they going to do with that strength? Because they will get what they want. And then they realized that he is gone too strong. What are we going to do about it?
Right.
And then they started saying that they need to attack the Golden Temple.
Okay, no, we won't go. We got that, but yeah, we'll be coming to that as well. I mean, I'll just pass it to Jagjit at the back as well. You know, the state of Punjab, Haryana is what Pyara Singh was saying as well. Punjab, there's no water there. There's nothing there. Do you feel that the aim of maybe the Indian government is that Punjab will not exist? In the state of Haryana was built, whereas Punjab one time went as far as Peshawar as Afghanistan, Punjab went as far as Delhi. Now Punjab is just, you know, a couple of states there. I mean, how do you feel about that Punjabi living abroad?
Well, Punjab has been cut up and divided several times, and I think the aim of the Indian government was to keep Sikhs as a minority in Punjab and never make them the majority, so that they have a strong position. If we look at 1978, when the Anandpur Sahib resolution was wrote, it was a document containing all the rights that Sikhs at the time thought that they deserved, and it wasn't nothing that any other country or any other people would want. It was just basic rights, and it was also to do with religious rights, because at that time and even today, you've got fake Babe that are called insulting Sikhs, and they are making a mockery of the Sikh Gurus. Now, surely it's the government's responsibility to protect the people, or to protect people's beliefs and religious rights. And a lot of people don't know this, or they forget it. And I think Indira Gandhi wanted, in a way, to do something similar what Adolf Hitler had done. And then Adolf Hitler once said, and he was talking about the Jews at the time, that the best way to destroy a religion or strike a blow to somebody's belief is to destroy their places of worship, destroy their language, destroy their history and literature. And even then, even if a few of them live, even if a few of them come back, they will have nothing to go to. They won't have nothing. And I think Indira Gandhi adopted those methods, and in similar contrast, you know, what led to 1984, and how can you justify bombing the Sikhs' most holy shrine? There's no justification for it, because some people say, well, was she right? And you know, what were Sikh people doing? What were militants doing in the whole world?
We'll just come to that in a short while. I was coming to Manveer actually. Manveer, do you feel that's by? I mean, the national language of Punjab is Hindi. You know, by killing its language, that they feel that they can achieve something from that. Let's just talk about revolt. I want to know, where did Punjab nu jaani ki Punjabi de vich nicest possible kithe ag lagi, where now's the time to get up and fight?
We just do Sant Jarnail Singh's speeches, and in there as well, you realise that, as Paji mentioned, Anandpur Sahib resolution, that also simple things like that Amritsar should be considered a sacred city. It's Khadi Pavitra Nagari, just like in Banaras and other places, Mathura, I think it is, of the Hindus, they are considered the holy cities, and they are, to my knowledge, you can't sell alcohol in Banaras, so because it's a holy city. So all the 6-1 is also simple acts like that Amritsar is considered a holy city, and that the Darbar Sahib, there should be a radio transmitter where the Gurbani Kirtan can be transmitted. It seems like common sense, so just allow them to have it. How, by not allowing them to have their religious rights, economic rights, social rights, the Sikhs were being suppressed and suppressed. And I think that was the boiling point. That when it came to a point that the Sikhs weren't getting anything, then Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who was beforehand, there's a book I brought with me, written by a American anthropologist fighting for faith and nation. She's a Muslim Bibi, she's a Gori, and she's an anthropologist, obviously not a Sikh. And in this book, I was reading it, and she paints Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale not as a terrorist, not as somebody who's even asking for Khalistan at first, someone who wants Sikh freedom, who wants a Sikh to live there with dignity. And because they didn't get it, that's why Sant Jarnail Singh, from being a simple preacher who was, especially in Malwa district, taking people off alcohol, take them off drugs. He's like a social worker, was described by one person. Sant Jarnail Singh was a social worker who was helping society. And this great man ended up being the voice of the Sikh nation, who felt they had no voice, no one was listening to them. Yeah. And if you take away the voice, the political rights, the social rights, the economic rights of any nation, what are they going to do? What political system, political mechanism can they turn to for support and help?
I mean, the Mang for Khalistan is very much associated with Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. But we talked about the Anandpur Resolution in 1971. It was actually asked by Jagjit Singh Chauhan for the Mang of Khalistan. So Khalistan, although maybe associated with Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale Santji, but it was actually brought up in the Anandpur Resolution. So why did they feel at that time there was need for Khalistan? And I believe from the literature I've read that Sant Jarnail Singh actually supported that resolution. Ranjit Singh?
The Khalistan agenda is, I mean, we've had a wonderful discussion, I believe, which has brought out the grievances since 1947, economic, social, religious, linguistic. All of these things have been building up. The Punjabi Subha itself was only obtained after a huge agitation, as you know. The current state of Punjab in 1966 was created after a massive agitation. But we've heard of all these grievances. What is the single string that runs through all of this? The string is that India does not want to recognize the Sikhs as a nation. Because as a nation, you have rights in international law. You have the right of self-determination. You have the right of self-defense. They want to dispossess you of these rights, so they therefore do not recognize you as a nation. And this became very clear to the leadership in 47 and afterwards. And so the demand for Khalistan grew. But I know you don't want to go back chronologically, but I'm just...
I'll allow you for about 10 seconds, yes.
Just for a snippet. The concept of Khalistan is that you as a nation determine your own political future. You safeguard your own territory. You safeguard your people. You safeguard and promote your culture and your language and your history. These things are inherent to every nation. But we have a doctrinal requirement to pursue. Raj karega Khalsa. Guru da haga requirement certainly. It's an instruction to us. We are, like all nations, going to pursue our own freedom and dignity. Now, this is inherent to the Sikh. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about the British colonial regime or the post-1947 Indian regime. We want to have our freedom in our own hands.
Yeah. But I suppose if you go back, the times of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, again, you're taking me back now, I don't necessarily want to go back, but you had the Satluj Treaty there. Under the colonial Raj of the British Raj, we did have a state of our own. We did have a Maharaja Ranjit Singh of our own, and nobody dared to step into Punjab when Maharaja Ranjit Singh was alive. So we have been through that time, but then